Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Life is Raya, or you can call me Grace. And guys, as you know, today we are talking about marriage part two. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you to my amazing and gorgeous and beautiful host, none other than
Oh, thank
girl.
you. Thank you. I am Deborah. Some people call me Kim, so that's why you get the slash Deb Kim. It's great to be here this week and talking about what we're talking about.
What are we talking about, girl?
We're talking about marriage. We're talking
Yes,
about all kinds of marriage and even those marriages that don't quite make it.
right.
So, yeah. So, we're talking about all kinds of marriage. I've been married 25 years. So,
Jesus.
give my little intake on it, you know.
Yes. And guys, tonight we have the amazing host, my brother. I've known him since Moses was a little boy. Well, I've known him for a minute. So, Tate, tell everybody about who you are, what you do, and about your network.
So I was warned before I got on the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I can hear you.
I was warned before I got on the show to be myself. And I
Please.
really don't know how to be anybody else, but for those of you who don't know, I am the bad man, aka the black sheep, aka Mr. TMI Tate.
Yes.
And it's wonderful to be here. I'm looking forward to speaking about the marriage topic. I have been married 21 years.
Man.
So I'm in the 20 club. It's going to be very interesting talking about this topic tonight.
Yes.
Yes, because last week we talked about the benefits of marriage. Is it beneficial to men to get married? Is it beneficial for women? Because, I had a conversation with a guy and he said that it was not beneficial for men to get married, but he is a bitter poorly anyway. So, you can't really, no, his name is, I don't want to say Ben because we have a Ben on the network and Ben is so sweet and cool. So I'm going to say he's a bitter person because his relationships didn't really work out. But just because things don't work out doesn't mean that you have to be bitter, right? Because
Right.
life is life and life happens. And just like this podcast is about taking our spirituality and combining it with practical things to create a balance, because that's what Kim and I are working on in our lives,
Yeah.
right? Because we-
Exactly.
I mean, we can be lopsided. I mean, I know I have been most of my life, but before we continue today, well, let me say this. We're going to continue the conversation of marriage part two, but really we're going to focus on men. I've noticed that a lot of times when we talk about men in relationships and marriages, we blame them like they're the enemy. I don't think we take the time to really figure out why people do what they do. Now, I'm not saying, guys, that now we, take on other people or we try to intellectualize it. No, we're not doing that, but we're trying to give a realistic view, right? Based on our experiences and what we see others go through. So, before we really get into that, Kimberly, could you please read a scenario? What the show has a segment where we have a Dear Grace or Dear Kim segment, and we're going to discuss this topic. So, Kim,
Yes, here is the Dear Kim Grace topic. And so once I read it, everyone out there, you are free to give your comments about it, how you feel
please,
about it, what you think. So here it is. I need advice. I'm talking to this guy. I don't even think we are dating. I told him the only way I'd go back to him is if he changed the way he treated me and we were in a relationship. We're trying for a baby. Stop. We're trying for a baby mainly because I want one. I don't think he wants one because he said the other day that babies are a huge responsibility. But if I want one, if I want one, then he wants one too. We have been on and off for about 4 years. I cut it off because he said some effed up things to me that honestly makes him less of a man. We were having sex the other day and I was testing him because he could text me and say, I really do love you. I only want you. I miss you. I love you. And I know you don't believe me. I told him the other day during sex I loved him and he completely ignored me. I'm taking it extremely personal, maybe because I feel like we are going back to square one.
Oh, this is a lot to unpack here. So Tate, we want to ask you your opinion. What do you think? We want to start with you, brother.
I knew you were going to do that. Right
Go
when
ahead.
my microphone died, I knew you were going to do that. All right, so I'm ready. And give me a second. I need to turn my speaker
Okay.
down. I'm
Hi,
getting
Brian. How
feedback.
are you?
All right, so in this, I could not believe what I was reading when I actually read this. And I would have to break this down as well because it's so many contradicting pieces in
Mm-hmm.
this paragraph here, I guess, or this story. So it says, I need advice. I'm talking to this guy. I don't even think we are dating. So how you go from I don't think we dating to I told him the only way I'll go back is if he treat me different. Where did y'all get together?
Facts.
Like when if you're saying if you don't even know y'all dating, then how is it that y'all gonna get back together? Now, in saying that, I can go through this whole thing, but I'm gonna sum it up by saying, please understand that Kim, you are a wife. I respect you, and by all means, I'm sure you are doing your thing to be 25 years in. Grace, I know you as a wife. I know the wifely skills and things that you have, and
Right.
just the natural spirit of you. However, we gotta understand. Side chicks exist.
Mm.
Side chicks exist, and they're existing in people like this who don't know where they are in a relationship. How in the heck you don't know y'all together to go all the way to y'all talked about having a baby together, and you don't know who is it? You want one, but he don't know if he want one or not. He don't want one with you because he don't see you as a wife / mother material.
Mm.
Right.
So in saying that, I'm not gonna hog it, but I went crazy when I read this because people are only gonna treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And if
Fact.
this is not clear side chick tendencies, matter of fact, you can take this whole paragraph and put it in the definition as side chick.
Well,
So
she did say that they were friends with benefits. She said that.
that's
So I
side
don't
chick.
understand where's the confusion. Okay, let me read what Brian is saying. Brian says she's hustling backwards. She's looking for something that's clearly not an option.
Yeah.
Facts. And when I read that's a comment that Brian said, I started thinking about how people do things backwards. I mean, it's not to say like you can't fall pregnant and have a baby, but when I hear people planning to have babies outside of the standard that God has set, my mind's blown. And this is one of those things, like the standard, like what is the standard here?
There is no standard. And here's another thing I want to say. If you give away all of the wifely benefits, what is the purpose of him walking you down the aisle and marrying you?
I know. I think she's just kind of delusional, at this point.
Absolutely.
She's like what she wants is not reality. So she's kind of working in this place of delusion about who he is and what he wants and what she wants. So she's operating out of that. I mean, that's what the whole thing when I read it, I'm like, okay, she's kind of delusional about the whole relationship.
Right.
Because for her it is a relationship. But for him, it's not really a relationship. It's like you said, it's just somebody I just hook up with. But in her mind, she's built like this 4-year romance that they have off and on, that at
Okay,
some
though.
point he's going to come to his senses,
But
which
And
is
see,
that's not reality.
can I add this really quick?
uh-huh.
This is the reason why friends with benefits don't really work like that.
They don't.
Because as you can see, one side has caught feelings, and you're trying to force the other side to have the same feelings that you have, and that person ain't moving.
Exactly.
That person is cool with the friends with benefits. I'm getting what I want. We cool. All right, now bye.
Right? But she knows that they're friends with benefits. And it's so it's clearly how women are wired. Women are emotional. When we have sex, our feelings are involved. Okay. When men
Right.
have sex, it's just something that they do. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I mean, and you hear most men saying that. Let me read this comment. Brian says, "Hell, he don't even see her as a girlfriend," and
Right.
that's a fact. And Charlotte Wilson said, "Good evening, everyone. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey,
Um,
Charlotte.
this is the problem too, though. When I read this, she said that try to test him. What you trying to test, ma'am? This is not your man, baby. And the only reason why he's saying he wants to have a baby with you is because he wants to have sex with you. So whenever he wants sex, he's gonna text you and say, I love you. And then while you're having sex, she said I love you, and then he didn't respond. Well, he's all up in your stuff. I mean, what does he need to say? Did he not get what he wanted? I mean,
There's two ways to use I love you. There's the true way, and then there's the way to get what you want.
right.
And it's clear that I guarantee you his I love yous come at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, no, clearly yeah. When he's wanting some cookies, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
When option A is not available.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying. Ben, hi Ben.
Be like, dang,
Yeah.
it's a slow night at the club. I ain't getting no new phone numbers, no new Facebook pages, and all that. However they get numbers nowadays. And man, I need something, but let me call her.
Well, yeah, and
And
she clearly has low self-esteem as well. I mean, obviously, like
man, underground self-esteem.
I know
underground.
she wants to dream though. She does. She wants to dream. She wants someone who loves her. She wants someone who wants to have a baby with her. She wants someone who will be there for her. But like I said, she's just delusional at this point. What she wants is not what she's getting.
So what it describes is you want a husband. However, you're
Yeah.
settling for a figure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're working ass backwards.
Yeah, because
Yes.
what she wants is
Literally.
full time. She wants full time. And what he's giving her is part time.
Let me read a comment. Tate, behave, brother. Okay. Brian says, I don't even think she has feelings. She's just desperate. True. She's looking for love in all the wrong places. And since she knows he doesn't want the baby, is what she's going to love. Yeah, because, and that's another thing. And it ties in so perfectly with our topic about people that are emotionally unavailable, especially men. Excuse me, you want this baby. Excuse me. So say she falls pregnant and then dude doesn't want her now, right? But okay, so you got pregnant. Then she's going to become bitter and then he's going to be a narcissist when clearly in the beginning the standard was set. You are just a booty call and I'm looking to get relieved now and again, but a baby has come. And so when he's not active in the baby's life because you, ma'am, are pissed off now that he won't commit to you because you worked ass backwards, now he's a narcissist. No, you set the stage. You said this is what it is. Then in the middle of it, you want to change stuff. Is it fair to label him as a narcissist? Is he a bad man? I mean, I don't know. We're just reading a scenario, but is it fair? Because we do this to men. Now, there is some trash out here. It's not, but we do this. We put ourselves in positions and then we want to talk about dude and say dude is bad. No.
Dude is bad. I
How
don't know
is
what you're
dude
talking
bad?
about. Dude
No.
is bad. Because because
Uh-uh.
yes.
How is he
Yes.
bad?
It's a bad situation all around.
Yes.
Neither one of them are blameless in the situation. So you can't put 100% on her and say, "Oh, well, he's a dog. He's just male. He's just acting on his own, you know." He's just
It is
doing that,
both
but
of
he's
them.
wrong.
Can I
He's
say
wrong
this?
because there's probably more than just one. So no, he's a bad dude all around too.
Kim,
But
can I say this? Can I say
yes.
this? Okay,
Mhm.
so we gotta see where people are and not try to force them to who we want them to be.
I agree.
And in my opinion, the guy is bad for her. Why? Because the stage has been set. At the end of the day, what's going to happen, first of all, what it's saying to me is she's trying to use that baby to trap him.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
He
hold on,
said
because
he said he wanted a baby. She said, "I want a baby." He's like,
dude,
"Oh, I want a baby too." But I'm
he's
in
playing
response,
her.
But I want okay, well then that's a bad guy. That's
No,
playing
no,
the
no.
very
Listen,
That's true
listen
though.
really quick though. Listen really quick. It's not necessarily a bad guy. It's what she's allowing to happen. See, we got to understand a bad guy is somebody who you're trying to strive and they're constantly taken away from you without your knowledge.
Right.
But here's the thing, if you want to label him a bad guy, that's fine. However, is he not displaying who he is at the very beginning?
Yep.
So if you know who he is at the very beginning, and this is mistakes that many women have made. Having a baby by him is not the solution. It's not going to
No,
straighten
I
him up and turn
agree.
him into
I
a
agree.
father. He's just going to be a trifling ass dude that you're chasing down for child support.
No, I
Right.
agree.
He's
Basically.
selfish at the very beginning. He's going to be selfish at the end.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the stage has been set. So you can't blame him for doing what she has allowed him to do. She went in this knowing she said friends with benefits. She didn't say he deceived her and said, oh, we together, and then suddenly he changed his mind or he went and cheated on her. It says clearly friends with benefits. So I can't see him as a bad guy if he's going into it like that. I mean, now the emotions are all involved and she can't handle it. So is he a narcissist? Is he a I don't think he's a bad guy. I think this was set from the beginning. This was the agreement. And then all, your heartstrings and all
You
that
want to
got
change the
involved.
agreement.
And
Yeah.
now she's like, oh my God, I want more. And he's like, hey, this is what it is. Because I got Susie on the side and then Samantha and then Kim. I mean, damn.
Now, Kim, I got to say this. If a man sells a woman a dream, ooh, I love you, marry me, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that,
Then he
and then
trash.
when she commit, then he totally turn it around and don't do what he said he was gonna do.
Right.
Start doing other things. In my opinion, that's a bad dude because you misled. In
Well,
this situation, there's no misleading. He's telling you, he's showing you what he's about.
I know, but my point is that for him, if you want to be that stand-up guy, like you guys are saying he is,
I never
then
said he was
then
bad.
no, I'm just saying you guys saying he's not bad, but you guys saying that, okay, but you're not, but he's lying. He's lying to her to get what he wants. He is using lies. He's using lies. He's using that heart string that he know is there and he's pulling on it to say I want a baby too, to say oh I love you, because he knows he's text her I love you, I want to be with you, I can't, this and that. To me he is a bad guy. I don't think that's a good guy that would do that. Even if you said okay, let's be friends with benefits, and then you see me operating in a way that does not contend with friends with benefits, like whoa, wait a minute, you know, me and you just friends with benefits, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, this is where I am, right?
But
Wouldn't
Oh,
see,
wouldn't
oh,
someone do
oh,
that?
can I please rebuttal? Please. Hey,
can I read
Kim,
this comment
Kim.
first?
Sorry.
Okay, comment.
Okay, he may be bad for her, but that doesn't make him bad. He's being honest with her. I can't see y'all, and she's not being honest with herself. That's a fact.
No,
This
no,
chick,
she is not. She is not. I agree.
He's
She is not
delusional.
being honest. She is not being honest with herself, but he's not being honest as well in this
No, no, no. And
situation.
you're right. You're right. And we're not saying that he's, you know what? We're not saying that he's a good guy. We're saying he's showing you who he is. Now, I'm sorry if this is not permitted on the show, but can I say asshole?
yeah.
Yeah.
Showing you that. He's not hiding the fact that he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Now, let me flip this, Kim, because I see this so many times, and I actually fell victim to this a long time ago that I still want to go back and fight somebody in my 20s. But
Yeah.
what happens when a woman tell a guy all that sweet stuff just to get her rent paid, just to
Same
get
thing, dude. Same
groceries, just to
thing.
get clothes
Same
for
thing,
kids,
dude.
and all this
Same
other kind of crap?
thing.
And it
Same thing,
happens
Tate.
more than it's reported.
Right.
Oh
See,
yeah.
you get this
And it's
report.
wrong.
You get this report all the time on dudes, but you don't get that because I'll be honest, when a woman is crying, that tugs at the heartstrings. But don't nobody really give a damn about no dude crying. They gonna call you a sucker.
Facts.
She used you. You say, oh well, throw them in the garbage, get another one.
Yeah, and,
So
and women are teaching their daughters to scam men too, by the way.
right, and at the
I
end of
mean,
the day, trash come in all colors and genders.
yeah. I
That's
And
agree.
true.
he's a trash dude. He's not a good guy. That's what I want to clarify.
Yeah, he's
But
not good. They're both
he's
trash,
not
but
a
I
good
mean,
guy. But one thing that I gotta say is he's showing you who he is. Now it's up to you to accept and
I
continue
agree.
on to try to say, well, I'm trying to get him to say I love you in the middle of sex.
Yeah,
Really?
that's crazy.
yeah, I mean, and then she's testing you.
We trying to have a baby. I have a real hard time believing the fact that he told her I want to have a baby. I really think that's in her mind. I think that she really want to have this baby, thinking that's going to bring a connection that's closer
Yeah,
to him, and
agree,
that's
I don't
not
know.
going to happen.
I
agree.
mean, yeah, I don't
Let,
agree with
let
her
me
having.
read some comments.
You
Brian
talking
said he
about
may
baby
have
anyway,
said,
and you're talking about marriage.
yeah,
I'm just
you
saying.
know what? I can't, you know what? I can't, let me say this. I can't have sympathy for her because as a woman, God has given us this thing, this check. I don't care how light it is. We know, Kim, you're a woman. You know when
Yeah,
something's off. You could be the only one in the room, but you know it could be the slightest thing. Sister girl knows, okay? Sister, let me tell you what I think. I think sister girl's a certain age, and she's concerned that she hasn't had it because it doesn't say she has other kids, and so she is so desperate that she don't care who ejaculates inside of her body. She wants a baby. She's just this guy she's comfortable with, so she's with him, right? Yo, anyway, let me read some comments in a
And
second.
while you get to the comments, I want to say, and that's the reason why we got all these little damn monsters out here because they don't care who ejaculates in them and who they produce a baby by.
Exactly. And messing up your pH for what? But anyway,
Right.
that's another story.
That's
Okay,
why
Brian
women do
says,
monsters. Somebody done messed up their key. I'm
you
sorry. Kim, you didn't know. I'm sorry. You didn't know.
oh God. Brian said he may have said I want a baby, but that does not mean I can't see y'all. Doesn't mean he wants
Okay.
to be with
Yeah,
her.
it says it doesn't mean he wants a baby with her, which is so true.
And then Brian says maybe she's not been honest with you guys to make herself not look as crazy as this seems, aka fishy for empathy. I agree. She's acting like she's a freaking victim and that he just took her stuff. No, she gave it up willingly. And she says friends with benefits. She never said that he deceived her. And I'm so okay, listen, I'm tired of women doing this. Now there is bad men out here. I'm not saying they're not.
Okay.
There are. There's trash out here. But in this scenario, I feel like she's gone in knowing and then changed her mind after the fact.
of
That's
course,
what I
because
think.
women get emotionally. It's
Exactly.
hard for women to do the friends with benefits because we get very attached and emotionally attached and want more.
Right.
And
And
I have to
that's
speak up
how we
for I
wired.
have to speak up for our side and say, dudes do as well. It
Mhm.
happens on both sides where the you know this girl, first of all, she ain't been good by the other four baby daddies, but you
Yeah.
actually think that you're gonna be the fifth one, you're gonna be different. Also, it's done because when a when a woman gets to our heart, don't get me wrong, we got this hard, hairy chest, but when she gets to our heart, to find out that that lady's using your heart to play games is nothing worse to a dude. Because guess what? We don't have that love couch that y'all may have through
Mhm.
girlfriends and different things like that. We got to suck it up, be called stupid, be called dumb, and learn
Right.
the hard way. And that's why, unfortunately, guys move on to meet somebody that's decent, but they so freaking scarred and haven't let off that heat that's been built up that
Right.
they end up giving it to somebody that don't deserve it.
Right.
I never thought about that, but that's true. They carry that with them into the next relationship.
Man, yes. And
We don't
and
have
then
the unload couch.
yeah. Because it's not encouraged. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to not show your feelings. You know, big boys don't cry, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I understand that.
yeah.
Okay, so DJ Solo, I don't know who that is, says
That's
comfort
my
levels.
guy. What's up,
Oh,
Solo?
hi. Comfort levels will get you hurt every time. Yeah. Queen King podcast says you right, brother. And then they say you teaching, brother. And that's true. Like, um, yeah, which this really ties into what we were talking about today about the effects, right, of men.
Yeah.
Kim, you said something really profound yesterday. Um, you said you talked about the decline of men in the home. right?
Yes, yes. I wanted to talk kind of talk about that a little bit because there's been
Mhm.
such a decline of men in the home, and it may come from these little scenarios that we're talking about every week where these women are given all these, all these horrible instances where they're in these like really bad relationships and where they are thinking one way and a guy's thinking another way, and before you know it there's children involved, and then I mean, that guy has moved on or whatever. And I read a report the other day that said that men are divorcing women faster than women are
Really?
divorcing men. Has risen where men are
Really?
actually filing for the divorce. Which I thought was like, whoa, because I'm a woman. So I'm thinking like, wow, that's something. What do you guys think about that?
I can't say I've noticed that, but I have noticed an increase of divorce in older people. I have seen that
Yes, yes, I
where
read that
they're
too.
like
Yeah.
been married for so long, but then they just getting divorced. And I tend to think like this is the latter parts of your life. I think people are now thinking, hey, I shouldn't be unhappy, right? And a lot of times, I'll talk about my experience, right? Like respect. There's a lack of respect. So what do men do when you don't respect them? They completely withdraw. They're no longer what's the word? It's like they're no longer present in a sense because men need respect. So that's what I've noticed. Because I've seen some women talk to their men real crazy, and you're like, "Whoa, baby,
I know.
you must not want this man because he may
So
stay there, but he's not gonna stay." You know what I
so
mean?
so it's funny that Grace says she really haven't seen men divorcing. And I got
Mm-mm.
two best friends that said, I can't take this no more and got out of their marriage.
No, really?
My two best friends. And
Wow.
here's what I witnessed personally. For some reason, when women get married to the guy, not all women and not all cases, they feel like they are to control him. Yeah, you my
Mm,
husband now, and you got
right.
to do what I say. And they do use that, or else I'll leave you and take half. They use all of those weapons. I'll break you financially if you don't do what I say. It also ties to once it's divorced, the child support. I'll break you financially if you don't abide by my rules when it comes to this kid.
But you know what's crazy, Tate?
Uh huh.
Is that people don't realize that what affects when you start talking, it affects your child,
Absolutely.
and you're so
The,
selfish
the,
that
the child is the most affected
right,
because we're adults. We can shake it off. They
right.
got to grow up and have this stuff internalized in them where they
Exactly.
don't see mama and daddy fight for years. All they ever seen was mama and daddy fight. And they got to deal with this crap. And they also don't necessarily have a release. So now they don't grow up and think this is how a relationship's supposed to go because mom and daddy did it. And guess what's going to happen? It is possible that it can happen in their relationship.
The same.
Rarely does it turn around for that kid to say, I saw my mom and daddy do it. I'm not going to do it. It's rare. Now, I don't mean to go on, but I wanted to finish this point. When men, black men especially, I got to speak up for us. We got to fight in this world all day long.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing we want to do is come home and fight.
Right.
Can that be my place of peace? I don't need you in my ear with the bull. Please understand that it's supposed to be both of our release at the end of the day. But if your release ain't doing nothing but putting pressure on me, and I feel like I got to battle, man, now I got to battle her. And that's why they say, well, a lot of people, my husband don't come straight home after work. He got to stop off and have a drink before he come home. If your husband got to stop off and have a damn drink
Hey.
before he come home, it's a problem.
No, wait. Or you gotta sit in the driveway for 30 minutes to get his
Right.
mind right before he getting out.
Exactly. No way in the hell you should have to unwind to go in a place where you should be unwinding. So that is the pressure that we have to deal with. And once again, we ain't got that couch. So guess what happens? Men sometimes tend to drink so that they can somehow drink themselves to where they can't hear your damn voice.
Mm.
Or
Drink
they
themselves into a coma so that they ain't got to deal with the bull crap here and then have to turn around, get 2 hours of sleep, and then go back out there and fight the world because that's what we have to do. And so, yes, I see men saying, I've had enough. I can't take it no more. And people think that men are supposed to have this unlimited restraint. Unlimited
Yeah.
restraint. No matter what is done to us, we're supposed to have unlimited restraint. And at the end of the day, everything, animal, whatever, has a breaking point. It's
Agreed.
only so long that you're going to keep poking that snake with a stick before you're going to get bit.
Yeah.
I have
True.
so many men in my life that have been married 17, 25, 30 years, and the men leave. The
Yep.
men leave after
Oh,
that long. And then I'll ask them why. And they'll say, "Oh, I just wasn't happy." Or I'm not in love anymore. I wasn't in love with her anymore. And they move on.
I was just thinking about someone we know, Kim, but I can't mention their names. I just thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. After
I think
20 something years of marriage,
Yeah.
kids are grown, you're at the prime of your life, you're supposed to be together and start doing all these adventures and doing
Right.
all these things, but it's the man, at least in my family, it was the man that said, I can't do that anymore.
But anyway, I want to elaborate on that, but I don't think I will. Let me read some comments first, guys. Mr. Dawkins says they are no longer engaged when disrespected. That is true. There's other comments. I guess one of you can read it. No, I'm joking. This next one. Or they try to control the relationship through the coochie coo juicy juice.
absolutely. It's called the P punishment.
Yes.
And at the, at
um,
the end of the day, I'm
yeah.
stupid. I got it.
No,
I
go
got
ahead,
I gotta
brother.
share this. I gotta share this. I
Okay.
tell my wife, I said, all right, now I need my medicine. I'm starting to feel like I'm going a little crazy. Now, all right, now I done been patient, but my daggone, I'm getting up there. All right.
But see, you'll communicate that. But see, I know your wife and yours relationship is, I mean, from what I've seen, you guys are so well together. You'll do good together. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
There's a
you see. You
respect,
don't know she beat
you
me
know.
when these cameras go
She ain't
on.
beating you. And if she is beating you, you probably need it at the time anyway. Because I know you. But but no, you guys are cool together. I just I don't
Grace, can
know.
I tell you something really simple? Like, I mean, I've talked to my parents and I've talked to many people,
Mhm.
and they say, man, y'all been together a long time. What is it where y'all still love each other? Y'all still run home to each other? And
Right,
from my side, I say, hell, she don't get on my nerves. It's
right.
just that simple. She don't get on my nerves. Who's gonna be with somebody that get on their damn nerves?
I mean, people stay in marriages for 20 years and people get in their nerves.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Or
I'm
when
an
they
example of that.
get grown, that happens a lot where they stay until the children get grown and graduate on, and then they like, look, I want to tell you something for years. I can't stand your ass. What? I can't stand you either. Okay, well let's split up.
You're right. Let's
Yeah.
just go. Yeah. So I want to read some statistics. I can't even talk.
I gotta slow down with that word too, but go ahead.
Okay. Divorces amongst people aged 50 and plus years is rising. The average length of a marriage in the US is 8.2 years. People are 75% more likely to end their marriage if a friend is divorced. Oh. And second marriages have a higher rate of divorce. Now, when I read that comment, I was thinking to myself, I believe that to be true because I think if you in your second marriage and you had a first bad marriage, you're not going to even deal with bullshit for even 5 minutes,
Yeah, that's true.
especially if it's like foundational things. Now, if you chew with your mouth open, I can work with you, right? Those are small things, But if it's things that are like really foundational and core to who you are, you're not dealing with that shit. And then I started thinking at the age that we are, right? Um, why is it that we would get divorced? I'm not divorced, but married in such a hurry and then get divorced again, and then having to start over again, and then having to put your children, if you have children, through that again. And so I feel like it's so important, like in this second part of your life, that if you're going to do this again, you need to make sure that the things that matter are looked at, um, through a microscope if you have to. Again, no one's looking for perfection, right? We just have to be honest with ourselves. And even like with the scenario we had, like, as a woman, should I feel sorry for her? I really don't, because we lack common sense. Like, anyway, Kim, I know your opinion's different, but
I
okay.
know. I was thinking about the divorce thing too, but I've never been divorced, but I truly believe that once you get a divorce, it's easier to get a
It is.
divorce the next time because you've already been through it. You've gone through it. Like you said, you don't put up with the bullshit. You're like, I won't put up with it. So
At all.
I've I've gotten divorced before. I can do it again. I remember my friend telling me that she was on her third marriage and she's like, I've been divorced. I know how to do this you know, like I can do this. It's nothing, you know? And I've known people, the second marriage just does not work for them. But the third marriage is the one that seems to find the honey pot because I think at
Man,
that time you're like, I just don't want to be alone at this point.
I can't die by myself.
I can't die by
who know? Okay, let me read some comments. Mr. Dorkin says peace is paramount. Yes, like I believe strongly. If you affect my peace, you gotta go.
Yeah, I
Like
want peace in
you
my
must go.
house. I want peace in
Mm-mm.
my house.
Yeah, I have to. And then Mika says those statistics are crazy, but unfortunately make sense. And then Mr. Dorkin says, "What if he barks like a Rottweiler during sexual relations?" Really?
You should
Hey,
have that out before. Never mind.
I don't even know what to say.
I truly believe in test driving a car before I buy it. But go ahead.
So at that point, you should know if they bark like a Rottweiler, right?
Kim, don't be looking at me like that. Because what if
Oh my God.
like what if like everything is smooth and y'all get married and then y'all just not compatible? That's
No, no,
please
that's not. I
understand.
don't believe in that. I do not believe that. Sexually not compatible? Come on.
Yes,
Well,
because
I think,
No,
I
no,
mean, that's a possibility, but I tend
no.
to think
it,
that if the mind is connected, I think those things flow.
They just flow and you
I
learn
think they
each
flow.
other. You learn each other. You don't have
But
to test drive
is this
first.
not true? I
I'm
mean,
test
No,
driving.
no,
Hey, this seat don't go back far enough. I ain't
no.
what you trying to say, Tate? You be test drive? Oh, Tate.
well. I want to say something about the divorcing as well.
Mm.
Grace, I don't know about you, but as I get closer to 50, my bullshit meter is so quick to identify and so short to cut off. And so I understand how I'm going to be honest with you. I understand how you can pretend through your 20s, 30s. 40 going to be like, I'm getting sick of this person.
Right.
By the time you get 50, you throwing them out. Your patience is this little. So I get it where divorces happen at 50. And don't get me wrong, like what a shocking statistic to me is the second marriage don't work. Because I found that like a lot of people, the second marriage do work.
Hmm.
Because of the BS meter, they're able to pick up on that during the dating phase and not go and make a marriage mistake again like
Yeah.
that.
Well, let me tell you what I think happens with the second marriages. I think, and I think we talked about this last week, especially with people that are in ministry. A lot of times it's not encouraged to have sex before you marry. And to the evangelicals, you're right. You're right. Okay. However, people get married because they don't want to live in sin. Okay. That is the worst reason to get married.
Yeah, I think so
So
too.
therefore, um, you now in a space where like, oh my gosh, I want to have sex legally, so let me go ahead and marry dude, and then
Right.
you're miserable. So what happens is that all your hormones are high, and you miss those things that matter. So that's why I think the second marriage is a fail. I know a pastor that's been married 5 times. He's not about to get married 6 times. I was like, dude, like that's a bit much now.
Well, he just
Like,
married whoever uncrossed their legs on the front row.
no, but this is the thing though. But check this out. So he gets married. He incorporates his woman during the dating phase into his ministry. Now I've been watching this guy. I've known him for a while, right? He incorporates them into his ministry, and then they get divorced after 2 years. It's like a pattern.
Also, he leased wives.
Yeah,
We were
exactly.
talking about cars. He don't buy them outright. He lease them, like 2-year lease, and then
Or something. It's
See,
like
he out. I need a new model.
I can't take him seriously. Like I can't. When I watch him preaching, I gotta turn that thing off. I can't take you seriously. I mean, and I know no judgment, but dude, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
and Grace and Kim. So Kim, I just told you I'm Mr. TMI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get this thought out of my head because I think it's Mr. Dawkins said it happens. People are sexually incompatible. Kim, what if like, cause you don't know this, right? But what if like once y'all get into it, he sweat too much or he stank? There's an
yeah.
and I'm
Come
huge.
on.
Wait, and I'm huge
Yeah,
on
that's
odors. Like me, I can't stand. Like I got a dog sense of smell, so odors really bother me. And like, what if I didn't know that she had an odor during and after? That would piss me off.
Wait, hold on. What kind of odor are you talking about? Like a
Whatever
home
it
odor
may be.
or
My
what?
body odor or
What?
What you think?
Yeah.
Anything that smell like your refrigerator spoiled.
I know, but all of that can be corrected
How?
because
Kim.
because you're married, right? Because you're married and you can do certain things to fix the refrigerator. Come on now.
You
It's your
cannot
thing.
put baking soda in a woman.
You can fix the refrigerator,
Oh,
dude.
pick a box of baking soda.
I'm telling you, there's such thing as summer's eve. You can fix it. You can fix the refrigerator.
Oh, but now it smells like a funky salad.
I'm just saying.
Like you can put
You can
vinaigrette dressing on it, but it stinks.
you can fix it. I'm just saying you
Kim.
find out and you just guys keep trying. I do not believe that. I do not believe that.
Yeah.
You're stupid. Okay, Ivan says,
Yeah.
"What if he bark like a?"
But like when she gets sweaty, if she smells like an old boot, what do you do? Put a cap of bleach in a water or
But you
bath
say
water?
you say, okay, hey babe,
Okay,
hey
listen.
babe, I need you to do this because
No,
it's not
Kim.
working out for me. And no, listen, because you can work out. If your feet stink, you can fix that. If you
Nah, I'm
I'm
not dealing with
telling you.
odor. No, Kim.
Can't
But
deal
it
with
can
odor.
be fixed.
It
All
can
of
be
that
fixed
can
with Kim. No. Think about it. You smell your vagina first. It's the closest thing to you. How the hell you don't know that things? No, I can't. I don't buy that shit.
No, I agree with that. I
Hey,
mean, I know
Kim,
that. I'm
Kim,
just saying when you marry her because
yeah,
you've been dating her.
Okay, if he's been
Kim,
dating her, he
Kim,
smells it
real
already.
quick. TMI, but Kim, in my way back in the day, the inside of the car stank. Smelled like it was in a fluid. I wouldn't have never known that if I didn't ask for a test drive. I'm just saying. Smell like an old mop.
Ooh, Jesus. Are we really talking about this?
But if you had addressed it at that time, she could have corrected that. I just
Kim, how
believe
are you
that.
going to tell somebody? Oh, by the way, sweetheart, your
Okay, but you're
vagina
married.
is.
You're married. You're
No, we're not
married.
married
You
now.
can
We're not
have
married
no,
now.
I'm not talking about the test drive. I'm saying that you guys have gotten together. You are married, and you have those conversations with what I like and what I don't like.
So what I'm supposed to do? Throw a plug in up there? What's
Oh, God.
supposed to happen?
Oh,
There
God.
are things that you can buy for that.
Kim,
So
are there pills? Like, is there
also
is there a
there's
prescription? Is there a prescription that
there's a
she can take?
prescription. There's a prescription for that. Yes.
Yes, there is a prescription for BV, but I am sorry. That would totally put me off somebody. I am not. Like, that, call me fickle. If you, no,
But I'm
no.
saying that person can fix that.
They
You
can
guys
fix it
act
with
like
a,
this thing is for the
no.
stage. No, you're married. I want to
Mm-mm.
please him. I want to please this man. I'm going to do whatever I can to please this man. And if he doesn't like that, then I'm gonna change.
You know what? Let me read these
How
comments.
did
This
we
is
get on this
hilarious.
My
I,
odor from the
I
Ruger to
I
the
want to say I want to jump to another topic. And
Baby, hold on. Let me read these comments. Shit is hilarious. Hold on. Ivan says any odor from the router to the tutor. And then he says, nah, Kim, funky is inexcusable. I agree. Then he goes on
you
to
can
say,
fix that.
but Kim, poor hygiene is a character flaw. Jesus. Then Brian says, Kim, what if he's a minute man? Yeah, Kim. Like, what if?
Kim. Yeah, Kim. What's happening?
It can be
You
fixed.
drive the
It
car.
can be
Hey,
fixed.
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it clean. You drive the car down the block and the dang on engine fall on the ground, Kim.
Then you take it to a mechanic and you get a whole new engine put in. You spend the money.
I love it. I love it.
You spend the money and you get a whole new engine put in.
First of all, I'm sorry. I have been, let me just be transparent. I've been celibate, okay? Okay. Shit gotta be right. I'm sorry. And you call, and that's the thing. Okay, I went on a date one time with the person, right? And his breath was awful. It put me that was a 30-minute date.
Of course
It
that
was-
puts you off. Of course that puts
Exactly.
you off. But
No.
yeah. If the breath is funky, I'm like, but I'm
And
married
if your breath
and
is
I
funky,
find certain things that oh, you know what, I like this better, I like that better. Then I expect the person that I'm with to say, oh yeah, let me do this because this is what you like.
how
And
you
this
didn't
is
smell your
what
own breath though? How you didn't smell yourself first though?
I
No, I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
Your
I'm
mouth
sorry
is like
about you know what
And
I'm
we're wearing
sorry.
masks now too.
Yeah. I
Jesus.
know, right?
If you don't realize your breath stank nowadays, you will never learn. And Kim, I'm gonna say this. This is fun to me, so I'm just looking at you. But at the end of the day, like I'm gonna tell the fellas, I'm gonna give the fellas some advice for all the single fellas out there that want to take a girl out, and you want to make sure you don't want to test drive, but you want to make sure that the odor is good.
How?
Take her to do a physical activity. They got this place called the jump. What is it called? Jump, where you jump all the time
You're
on everything. The
stupid.
bounce place. Take her to a bounce place. Take her bowling, because bowling requires for you to swing your arm constantly, and if it start cooking under there, you will know. So that I'm gonna say, take your woman, your date, to do something physical, so
Physical
you can make sure
activity.
that the pH balance is right.
You know what? The pH
She's
in
like,
the
she's
office.
gonna be like, I thought we were going to dinner. You like, no, we're gonna play kickball.
Yeah,
Okay, let me read some more comments,
we're
y'all.
going to work out.
No.
So, Kim, Ivan says, no, you go to another dealership. Facts. And then he says, Jesus,
Ooh.
take the wheel. I'm going to give you the best 3.5 minutes of your life.
As I get closer to 50, yeah.
I mean, y'all, no, but Kim, on a serious note, when I worked at Time Warner, there was a young lady that had a body odor. It was so bad that when she came into my office and she left, you could still smell her, which meant that if somebody came in after her, they're going to think that I had an issue with my vagina. And I was not having it. I was like, no, ma'am. So she was on my team. I spoke to her the first time. Okay. The first time. Situation cleared up. The second time it happened again, I was like, oh, hell no. So I went to HR to find verbiage because I was going to fire her because her coochie was unacceptable and it was creating like disturbances amongst the team. That's how
no.
serious it is.
No,
Wait,
no.
wait. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You
I'm
got to
serious.
fire her because her coochie stank.
No, but it was that bad, y'all. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not having
I think
that
I
conversation.
remember her.
Or were you going to fire her because people would have thought that was your coochie stank?
Man, it was that bad. And then
I think I remember her.
yes.
But I had a conversation with her as well about it. So I don't, she was really, really, really big.
Not that one, baby.
Though. How do you have
Okay.
that conversation?
As
No,
a friend, you
first
just
of all,
you sit down and have a conversation with them.
that is not
I
embarrassing.
did.
That's not an embarrassing conversation. I can have this conversation because it's not me,
No.
it's you, baby. You should be embarrassed that I even have to sit down and tell you that your vagina is rotten. That is not my job to do that. You're a grown woman. Like, are you serious? And at
No,
that time, no, babe,
it's
no.
it's
That
easy
makes
to
me
tell a
mad
Can
now
friend
I
that.
thinking
tell
about
y'all? Can I tell y'all the worst thing in the world?
it. What?
And like, I ain't even got to be dating you or anything of the sort. But you ever, men, for the men out there, have y'all ever went and peed after a woman came out from peeing and the monkey smell is so strong that you can barely stand up there and pee? Like, that has happened to me a
I've
few
done
times. Like, what the hell is going on with your mind?
No, what the hell is going on about this?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, something died. Like, forget rotten. Something died in you. And you need to really go to, forget,
Jesus.
don't go to the doctor, go to the cemetery. And whatever dead, let them pull it out and put it in a casket and bury it.
Yo,
Yes, hygiene is very important.
It's
exactly.
extreme.
So important.
Y'all, I know this ain't the conversation. We better stop.
I mean,
No.
why are we talking about vaginas, y'all? Okay,
I
let me
don't know
read
how
some comments. Brian says coochie.
Man, that is so funny to me.
Oh my God. Ivan says, see, Rabia, that's a behavioral issue. Real talk. That is. I was honestly, she was not gonna have a job. Now imagine you gonna go home to your family and say, I got fired because I didn't wash
I
my
can't stay clean. I can't stay clean.
right. I mean,
I was talking to Rabia. Oh, go ahead, keep reading them.
Ivan says, yeah, man, I'll gag like a mother.
But hey, look, but check this out. You think when she go home and say, "Hey, I got fired," because I think her kids and husband would say, "We know, we know."
No, but he nasty too, though. Because no, he had to be nasty too. Because how you don't know?
Man,
I
Yeah,
mean, it was like a
that's
skunk
great.
had passed away. I mean, I couldn't do it. I was mad.
my wife know the second we hit the door, I can tell you, "Hey, get that garbage out. Hey, get your shoes out of here, son." I can tell you
Right.
because it hits me immediately. So honestly, to go back, smell bothers me, and that's one thing I can't put up with.
Oh my God.
Masculine perfume and it smell like perfume and poo.
Nah, but you know what though? This is a real issue though.
It is. Body
This is a
odor
real
is a
issue.
real issue.
And can you imagine you get divorced because you didn't keep your vagina clean? But that's not just women though; it's men too though. And I
Yeah.
was reading, where did I read this at? There was a woman talking about how she constantly got BV, right? And it was because she was having sex with different people, and those different people were having sex with other people. So
Ooh.
it affected her pH. And she was like, she could not get rid of it. And
Mm.
even like if like in marriages, you could be on birth control and that could affect your pH as well. So there's many ways. Yeah, these things do happen, but there is ways to, take care of it.
No, there is ways.
I
Hey,
mean,
Yeah.
so
but
I know,
before, Jesus.
But how do you know, like, without someone actually telling you, because sometimes people are just polite and they'll move away or they'll put their hand up while you're talking, without like, you know, like without telling you. And so I think it's people just have to have good friends because someone has say, dude, you have really bad body odor. You
no,
know
we
what I'm
say,
saying?
hey, here, gum. No, I don't want to be. No, you
No,
need
you
a
need
gum.
gum.
And
Right.
I think this is going to disintegrate when it touch your tongue. But we need something to interrupt this for at least 3 seconds because I'm about to die. I knew, like, speaking of the pH stuff, I knew someone who was dating someone that didn't look clean. He just looked dirty. And for some reason, this person, female, would be musty as hell. Now, this never happened. And then I swear to God, when she stopped being with that person,
Hmm.
that smell wasn't an issue anymore.
Really?
I promise you, I don't know if he was shooting skunk juice up there or what, but I promise you, I was like, yo, how you gonna be? Never mind. How you gonna be funkier than a basketball game?
I mean, yeah. Oh God, just the thoughts. Like I'm sorry, Kim. I can't take it. I can't do it. Like honestly, I teach my girls certain things. There's certain things you got to take care of because sometimes
No,
people
I have girls.
simply,
I know
right,
exactly.
some things people simply don't know,
Hmm.
and this does affect relationships. and affects your self-esteem. If you, I mean, there's many ways not to skin a cat anyway.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying if
So
you love that person, then you will change. You will change that for them.
Yeah,
You
but
will do that
I
for
need
them,
I
but
need you
you
not to
know?
smell
what
before.
if
You know what I'm
what if they have excessive booty juice issues? You, you
saying?
know that butt smell?
Okay.
Like, what if they got that problem?
If
Now, let's talk about that for a minute.
Then they take extra baths, I guess.
Let's
I
talk about that for a
I
minute.
believe there's a way to fix that.
Because
How
that
can
smell is worse than anything when you smell butt. And I'm gonna tell for everybody out there that may smell somebody that got booty juice issues, the itch come before the smell, so they get warnings. You start itching first. If you don't go wash your ass when it itch, you don't care. So, I'm just saying, you don't give a damn about the smell. You
I
itch
mean,
before you stink. So better yet, if y'all on a date and that person's scratching a lot,
There are websites that you can go to for body odor. So let's
wait, what
have
is it called? You got to put it up there.
I
www.throwthewholebodyinnegarbage.com.
mean, listen.
there are so many things on Google on how to control body odor that you can certain steps that you can take. But I feel like if you love someone, don't you want them to be happy or pleased with you? I mean, if you don't, then you're just going to keep on, you know, well, I don't care if it stink. You don't even have to touch me again. You know what I'm saying? But if you love a person, then won't you do whatever you can to appease that
I mean,
person?
I'm not
I'll
gonna.
be honest, Kim. Some people have a long championship record of being funky. And what that means is they now no longer even know that they're funky because they're used to the
Right.
snake. And then you come with your little virgin nose and it damn near kill you. And they like, well, what's wrong with you? And that goes for breath too. Their breath been so bad for so long that they're immune to it.
That's true.
I know, but when you go to the person and you say, "Hey, I I think you need to do something about your body odor," and they're like, "What's wrong with my body?" You know, maybe they get defensive, but then you're like, "It's physically. I mean, it makes me sick. Like I can't even be in the room with you because it's making me sick." Then
Yeah.
that person will be like, "Then I will do whatever I can to rectify that because I love you so much and I don't want this
Man,
relationship to
Kim,
What
end
loving couple you say
because."
would do that?
Kim,
Oh, because I love you
realistically,
so much, I'm gonna wash
That's
my
I'm gonna
ass
do.
faithfully.
I'm gonna wash it
faithfully,
maybe more than once or twice a day. Maybe I have to wash
man,
my ass like 3 times a day.
Kim, Kim, they need to
oh,
leave their ass.
Jesus.
They need to leave their ass in the sink like them old things with grandma. I'm sorry. Hey, y'all, I apologize for everybody out there.
Okay,
Grace
y'all.
told me, she told me be myself, right? I'm
Yes, I
sorry,
mean, this is
y'all.
funny.
It's
But okay,
Grace's fault.
Tate, but listen though, Tate.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I agree with everything you're saying, like on some serious. And Kim, I know you're trying to be the soft, feminine, whatever. But what you don't know about Kim, Kim is the bluntest human being I have ever met.
I'll
Okay,
tell you.
she will tell you. But I'm sorry, before you get into the marriage, if I have kissed you, I have smelt your breath. Okay, all these things. So at that point, I'm going to know if okay, if and at that point you'll be put off anyway. Think about it.
Yeah, you will be. You'll be
I'm
put
like
off
you,
like,
Kate.
"Oh,
I
yeah, I'm moving
smell
on."
everything. This little nose picks up everything. So it's like I can go into a room and say somebody's vagina is off. Like who is it? Like I just know. So I get it. Let me read some comments, guys. Ivan says I like Mr. Tate,
Thank you, Ivan.
and then he said, "Did Rabia say skin a cat?" No pun intended. God. And then he says, I love Mr. Tate. He's coming on Queen 3 and King to talk about body odor control. That is your segment, okay?
We supposed to be talking about damn divorce, but that's one ground for divorce. Seriously,
No, but it really is because it's disgusting. Like
because
if you
like
don't love
speaking of
yourself
divorce,
enough.
I'm sorry, Rabia, but speaking
Mm.
of divorce, you know how like in the midst of a marriage, some people let themselves go.
Right.
I know. That's yeah.
So how did you? I mean, like, do you stay? Of course, like him. Of course, you help them as much as you can. But some people don't want the help. They think
That's true.
once again, you my husband, you my wife. You ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna be as funky as I want to be. And if you don't like it, oh well. You
Yeah.
cannot put an oh well to somebody
Yeah.
who got to be tied to you.
Exactly. I was talking to a friend today and he just got engaged. Well, he got engaged like last year. So they're getting married next year. But I hadn't seen him in a while. But when I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, he's so let himself go. Since he's engaged, he said, yes, they're getting married. Yes, but he done blew up. He done gained like 25 pounds because I guess he's caught the girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude,
Tell him he ain't
what are
crossed
you
the
doing?
threshold yet.
I know. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's another thing because something my mother. I was talking to someone today about this. Something my mother taught me and taught us girls at home. She said, when you have a husband, don't let your husband see you looking a certain way in the morning, and when he comes home, looking at you the same way. That means change your clothes. Make sure you look decent when your man comes home. Be attractive. Yes, he knows what you look like. So she always stressed about making yourself look good for your man.
Yeah.
And
And
she said, there's people out there that
smell
he can be
good.
looking at.
Smell good when
But
you come
it's
home.
our
Yes.
responsibility to, if we love that person, it's our responsibility to make them aware because sometimes they don't realize it. For example, and I'm not ashamed to say this, but when my wife, blessed us with both our kids, she fell into a stage of wearing my clothes. Now, here it is where I was working at the time, the women dominated the men at least 7-1. And when women come to work, they got their best look on for the most part. So I'm looking at this all day only to come home and see you in my clothes. I ain't attracted to me.
Right.
And I went to her and I said, look, the same thing I just explained to you all, I explained to her and said, yo, you got beautiful clothes in there. And you are way better than, you guys say, you way better than them at work. So put your stuff on. I want to see you. I want to see the person I fell in love with in
Right.
your gear. Now, when it
Nice.
comes to size, y'all, we like trees, man. Trees grow every year,
Right.
they grow layers. So I'm not never gonna trip on my wife for not being the same size that she was when we got married. That's bull crap. That's delusional. However, I'm not going to, as your husband, I'm not gonna let you physically spin out of control either.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I love you too much. Like, and it's nothing with me saying, hey, yo, I'm about to start working out on Monday. You want to join me? It's ways of doing things without insulting. But if that's your queen, how your queen is out here reflecting to the world, that's your report card as a king. And if you out here messing up your queen or not taking care of your queen, then people should be looking at you like you suck.
I gotta read this comment. Don't leave the house looking all fine, and then you're walking around the house looking like Mrs. Jane Pittman. Whatever.
Hey, I think it's funny when y'all come in the house and relax. Like, it is what it is. When y'all come in the house and relax, and a lot of women are wearing them click and goes now. You know what click and go is?
What is that?
You click the wig on and go. You got the scalp to it and everything. You can't nobody tell it ain't yours. And then when you come home and you got that one little braid that's sitting up at the top, I think it's cool. I'm like, yo, do you? I ain't tripping because at the end of the day, your natural beauty is gonna shine regardless of how you look. And when you make yourself up, that's just even better. That's just even better. So if you're not in a relationship where your wife don't have to put on none of that crap, and you're just as infatuated with her when she got on that stuff, then you're doing the right thing. However, if you don't like your wife when she transformed, then you done fell in love for the wrong reason. Because a lot of ladies got that whole birthday cake thing going on. Look like they decorated a birthday cake. It's like so thick. The icing makeup look like icing. And And a lot of dudes be getting trapped on Instagram and all that. Man, y'all better look. Take them swimming, someplace where you have to see a real face. But go
Hey,
ahead.
not everybody is fortunate, to not wear makeup. Maybe they have skin conditions. I don't know. But
But
I do understand what you're saying though. Don't be a representative of who you really are.
you're not
Because
gonna surprise me with anything.
right.
Meaning, I'm gonna know. Okay, if you got a skin condition, I'm gonna know about it. Cause and at that point, I'm gonna accept it. Okay, she got a little red rose right here or something underneath that. But if you the type that jump up in the morning and have to put your face on before he
Yeah,
opens his eyes, that's bull crap.
Yeah. Well,
this
that has to
man,
do
hmm,
with her insecurities as well.
it
Absolutely.
does. And it's
Uh,
and it's the thing to about insecurities and healing and all the stuff. You can't expect your mates to heal you. Your trauma is not their responsibility. You gotta
Yeah.
be conscious of what you struggle with, who you are, the whys,
Right.
in order to
Exactly.
make this marriage work. Because marriage is work. It is. I mean, and
24/7.
listen,
24/7.
you got to stay
yeah,
creative. You got to stay all of that
You
in
got
a
to stay
marriage.
connected. You have
mhm.
to.
Connected and communication is
Patient
key, and that's
key.
coming from a
Yeah.
dude. Like all the dudes out there, when women say you don't communicate, yo, you better. It's important.
Right.
Communication is very important. I mean, I have girlfriends say, "My husband doesn't talk. He comes home and he's just quiet. I wish he would talk to me." You know?
You got to ask
I
yourself, for those women that say that, you got to ask yourself, what exactly are you talking to him about? Because maybe he don't want to hear about your office drama or your work drama when he done had to deal with all that bull crap all day long.
well
So it's
maybe
really, what conversation are you having?
well maybe there's something that should be discussed. Hey, we don't talk about work from this. Maybe you do that and have those things in place while you're in the courting process, while
Yeah.
you before you get into. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't talk about before, and then you get into this relationship, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know you got up at 3:45 in the morning to intercede. Oh, now you're surprised. Like, what? You understand? These things need to be said and talk through, and you figure out, well, is this something I can deal with or live with? Is it that big of a deal? And then
Yeah.
go from there. But no, we don't do that because we all up in our emotions and feelings and like, oh, I can overlook that. And then what's the worst thing in the world to me? I don't know why I'm even saying this. When people have allergies and they keep sucking that thing down and they don't blow their nose or they don't go to the bathroom to spit, I will not be with you. I will leave you. Because if I gotta hear that every day, all day, whoo, Jesus. Like that is, I can't do it. That's a deal breaker. Like I can't. So I mean, it may be a little thing to somebody else, but to me, it's a big deal.
I
I'm
know
just
some,
saying.
I know somebody. We call it the grunt. We call it the grunt because that's what it sounds like. And I know somebody who do that. That's
I
called
mean, but
the
it's a constant thing, though. Let me read some comments, guys. Ivan says test drive, and then he says, "I got that sexual healing." Okay, now. Then he says, and give your spouse, oh wow, 30 minutes to decompress when she gets home. Don't come straight at him. That's so freaking true. Like,
Yeah.
but people
Give
don't
me
have
a
the
minute.
wisdom to do that. Like, you want to just come in and just start like, and I think too, like knowing that, hey, conscious of the fact that, hey, I need this time. And sometimes you got to just take your time. Like, you got to take it. Like, one of the things I used to do is I would take my laptop and go sit in my closet, just sit in there and start working on something. Like, because writing to me is pleasure. So I'll go in there and do that. Don't come in there and say nothing to me, please. Act like I'm not even exist, like I'm not even taking up space. But sometimes people won't give you that time. They
Yeah.
just don't. They want to suck your oxygen. Like, Jesus.
and I'll tell you, fellas, I recognize like when my wife come home, I know she need to decompress. So
Right.
if you can't do nothing but turn the shower on for her, knowing that she wants to take a shower and kind of unwind and all that, or she likes baths, run the bath. Or it don't take you no time to do that. And then when it comes to myself having to decompress,
Yeah.
it's okay to say, "Hey, give me a minute."
Yeah.
It's
Exactly. It's okay. It's not offensive. Give me a minute. I just need a minute just
Yeah.
to get my brain right. Yeah.
So Tate, you need to come back on.
Yes, we would love that.
We so enjoyed you, even though we spent about 45 minutes talking about body odor. No. That was so cool. But guys, before we wrap up, I want to play Civil Wilkes, What You Need to Know. Okay. Sybil, thank you for that update. We appreciate you. Tate, I enjoyed you. You have to come back.
Yes, please come back.
You absolutely have to come back.
Talk about body odor. I'll talk about something different. No, that was look. I enjoyed you ladies. Great job on your podcast. Congratulations on your podcast. And I want to let everybody out there that call themselves podcasters know I got a huge announcement that I'm going to make on April 23rd.
Awesome.
So I will definitely come back once I can make that announcement to tell you ladies personally what I got.
Awesome.
We cannot wait. I look forward to that. Guys, as you know, life is not about perfection. It's about progression, because why? Life happens.
Bye.
All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.